Everyone, we have a lot to cover this morning. We want to make sure that you all have a good time. So first thing is to please silence your cell phones. We're very happy to have you all here this morning as we continue or finish up our 2017 year and our motto of Making California Great Again. Could we get Robin and Christine up?
Let's bow our heads in prayer. Father, we are so grateful to be here in your presence during this season. Recently, we have seen bold moves by our leaders to demonstrate your tolerance, and we are so in awe of your great love each day. Keep us safe from danger and help us to hold one another close to our hearts during this trying time in our state of California. Blessings be upon us all. Amen.
Amen. Please rise.
I'd ask you to place your hand over your heart and obviously stand. You got that? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Stay standing.
God bless America, the land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
You can now exclaim. We would like to take this time to welcome you to our party, and I'd like to introduce a few people at this time. We have a few people that are candidates that are running. We have Antonio Sabato Jr. right here. We have Jeffrey Berman, who is trying to shake hands with Tamara right here. Jeffrey Berman. Both of us are running for District 26 against Julia Brownlee, so we've got some work to do, guys. We have Daniel Chavez, if you could stand, please, who's running for the 44th District. We also are lucky enough to have Lois Glab, who's a former Ventura County Republican Women Federated. Lois, thank you for coming. Dale Thomas, if you raise your hand, Dale is the president of the Westlake Republican Women Federated. And we also would like to thank a very special person who's a champion for Ventura County Party and the Ventura County itself is Bob Allen. He's with KADY-TV. He's actually filming us and live streaming it. And you said we can do this after, right? He'll give us the information on how to get the filming of this. Elaine Anthony, who is now with our Southern Division Board, and your membership, right? Yes, she's membership for the Southern Division. We have Mike Judge, who's with the Simi Valley State Council. He's also a member, and he's also with LAPD. So we want to thank him for his services. I didn't see Kevin McNamee. Is he here yet? No. Okay. Have we forgotten anybody else? I can't see anybody that I know. Okay, great. Here we go.
All right, so we have minutes and treasury reports from our previous meetings. They are on file, but if you're interested in a copy, you can either see Carrie or myself, or Judy Guziak, who's our secretary for the minutes. there's Judy, or Tricia Finn, or Denise Williams, Tricia's outside, okay, who are our treasurers, so thank you. Couple of things we have in the back, silent auction items, so we hope you will take a look at them. That's our fundraiser for the end of the year, so please go on back at any time, and before the end of the afternoon, we'll declare the winners. We also have petitions going around. Olga has them. We are trying to get on the ballot to rescind the gas tax. So if you are yes, absolutely, I'm really glad we got them last night in the mail, so I'm very excited. So please see Olga and sign those. Also, if you are a guest, and I didn't give you a guest information sheet, please see me to fill one out. And then in addition, the Central Committee for Ventura County is not meeting in November and December because of the holidays, so our next meeting will be Wednesday, January 24th at 7 p.m. at the Courtyard Marriott in Newberry Park. All Republicans are invited to attend.
Well, before we call up the next year's board for our installation, what we're going to do is have Tamara come up with her membership report first.
It's not really a report as much as it is we have 22 days left for our membership special. And so get your renewals in. If you're any new members, there's a special, and price goes back up January 1st. And if you need to know if you renewed or not, I do have a list here, and there is a list over when you checked in as well. And that's it. Oh, the membership special thing looks like this, so.
Okay, just stay right there. Okay, so before we call up our next year's board, we want to give a big thanks to two special people that are in our midst. They are not going to be on the board this next year, and we want to acknowledge all their special thanks for everything they've done for us over the past years. Diane Alexander, we thank you so much. And wherever Tricia Finn is, Tricia, come out for a minute. Come out where you are. Tricia, thank you so much. We're giving you thank yous for all the stuff you've done. You're not on our board this next year, but we want to thank you for all the stuff you've done for us. You know, without these two women, it would be impossible to keep this together, and I would like to actually thank everybody who's been on the board this last year. So at this time, we just have a quick thing to do to install our board, then we're going to have the meeting continue. Tamara is the president, if she could come back up. I'm up here for co-president. Betsy Spiker, if you could please come up. The membership is Susan Trocki and Jennifer McCarthy, so if Susan can come up. Jackie Tucker for Ways and Means. Denise Williams is unable to be here today. She had a funeral to go to. Judy Guziak, if you could come up here, and can Liz Precons please come up. We're going to have Antonio Sopapo up here. Help.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Ladies, please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear to uphold the bylaws of the Conejo Valley Republican Women Federated, and to perform your duties according to the bylaws of California Federated Women to the best of your abilities? And if so, respond yes. Yes. All right. Conejo Valley Republican Women Federated members, please all stand and raise your right hands. That will be you guys. Please stand. Every member, please stand up. Please stand up. And if so, respond yes. All right. Congratulations to the 2019 and 2019
like to thank all the members of the Conejo Valley Republican Women's Federated for their confidence in our amazing board members for the incoming 2018-2019 term. I would also like to thank our outgoing board members for a very successful 2016 and 2017 term. I would like to bring up Carrie and Jennifer at this moment and thank them for being awesome co-presidents of our club for the last 2 years. And the club would like to say a special thank you. All right, we'll just move along. We have a tight schedule here, so. The Conejo Valley Republican Women's Federated has so much to be proud of as a Republican Women's Federated club. We've had amazing speakers. Our club participated in a wide variety of community outreach and charitable programs. We've continued our troop support efforts from previous years, and our awesome members jointly put in almost 20,000 hours of volunteer hours towards city, county, state, and national campaigns. And we've had fun and learned a lot along the way. I would also like to say, as the incoming president, I've been approached by a couple of members already who want to take on extraordinary commitments to further Republican values, issues, and our GOP candidates. One such person is Robin DeSapio. Can you please come up here for 1 second? Good for you. Robin is going to be the social media outreach committee chair, and she has a lot of very interesting and out-of-the-box ideas for not only how to promote our GOP values, but also promote our club, membership events, great speakers, and of course our Republican candidates. Another younger and impressive person in our group is Vanessa Serrano. She couldn't be here today. She is going to be chair of the youth outreach committee, and there's much more to come. I would also like to especially thank Bob Allen from KBTV. Can you please come up here for a second? He has live streamed many of our events over the past years and has established an awesome web channel for the Conejo Valley Republican Women's Federated. And he's going to stream live our candidates forum for the community on February 16th in this room. And you will see many statewide, national, and local candidates. I have another thank you. We'd also like to thank Crystal Skelton. Crystal. She's taken on the task of producing our newsletter, and I must say they've never looked better. She's a very busy mother of 3, a lawyer, and devotes her precious time to us, and we appreciate it more than words can say. Our resolve to make America and California great again remains stronger than ever. I hope you all feel like I am very energized about the future, and I look forward to talking and working with each and every one of you. Now I'd like to introduce Antonio Zabato Jr., who recently decided that, like many of us, he's had enough of professional politicians who phone it in instead of representing their constituents. He is now a Republican candidate for Congress in the 26th District and looks forward to helping secure the retirement of Julia Brownlee. Yay. Recently named by a nonpartisan data firm as one of the least effective members of Congress. We all knew that, but I wanted to say it. Antonio has not been shy about his political views in the face of his Hollywood peers. He is proud of his early support of Donald Trump and spoke on his behalf at the Republican National Convention. Antonio immigrated to California in 1985, seeking a better life with his mother and sister. In 1996, after completing all the necessary steps, he became a United States citizen in a moment he called the proudest moment of my life. As a young man, Antonio went on to establish a successful career as a model and actor, starring in numerous successful television shows and movies. To date, he remains actively engaged with his career in the entertainment industry and has expanded his business resume to
son, Antonio. Antonio, would you like to come?
Thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to everyone. Thank you for having me. It's truly an honor to be here with you today, to share this important day for your organization and swearing you leadership. I would like to take this moment to acknowledge all the first responders who have worked day and night battling the fires in the county. My heart goes out to the families who have lost their homes. I know firsthand the feeling of devastation in losing your home. How do I know that? When I was 8 years old, my family and I lost our home in Rome, Italy, to a raging fire. We lost everything we ever had. Every memory that we've ever had was gone. I still remember standing outside with my parents looking at the smoldering remains of our home with only the clothes on our back. Everything was gone. But the important thing was that we had our lives. And we had each other. And that's what gave my family the strength to move forward. I'm Jewish Italian by blood, born again Christian American by choice, and I'm a proud Republican running for the 26th Congressional District of California. The day I became an American citizen is the proudest day of my life. I am an immigrant, child of immigrants. My mother escaped communism, and my grandparents were Holocaust survivors. Yes, my grandmother escaped Auschwitz, and her brother and her parents died. At the moment that I pledged allegiance to this country, to the United States of America, I truly knew how special the promise of this great country was. I want to recognize the amazing altruism of our military service members, the men and women who protect our freedom from tyranny and oppression all around our planet, something my family faced before making it to the United States. And making it to the United States legally. As we head into the Hanukkah and Christmas season, one thing is for sure. Our race is already heating up. My opponents are already attacking me with lies, and that's how we know our campaign is working, and that's how I know I'm going to win. Our opponents have nothing of substance to share, and they're already running scared. My main goal is not my opponents. My main goal is the people of Detroit County. Let me just say this. I've been afforded so much by this country. I mean, really, a lot. I'm proud of everything I've accomplished in my personal and professional life, including my acting career for over 30 years. I've learned so much through all the experiences God has given me, and I wouldn't change a thing. We will not let the opposition distract us from what matters most, which is you. We are focused on one thing, ending the self-serving career of a Santa Monica politician and replacing her with a candidate who knows the values of Detroit County, who actually lives here. I actually live here. I raised my family here. My little boy, little Antonio, was born in Los Robles. And we're all in it to fight together. We can only win this, and we have to win this together. Whether it is taking care of our veterans, fixing our borders, or protecting the Second Amendment, we can't wait around for more problems and hope for things to get better. Instead, we must address problems before they become a crisis, rather than cleaning up the messes in the aftermath. And that's what we do real good, but right now we're going to fix the problem. I'm running for Congress to be your advocate in a community that has long 3 years of warming up a seat at your expense with half measures, window dressing, and lip service, it's time for one of us to represent us. The America of tomorrow will have to conquer many threats. Some of these threats to our way of life are obvious. They're scary, they're staring us straight into the face. There are also the problems that lurk behind the corner, just to name a few. California prisoner early release law. With Prop 47 and 57, the dangerous laws that have put the safety of our families, our neighborhoods, and our police officers at great risk. I've been spending a lot of time with our officers. They need fundings, they need more officers, and they need our help. And I'm there. And I'm going to Washington to give all our police officers all the help they can get. Julie Browley was, thank you. When Julie Browley was in the Assembly, she was the architect of this dangerous and hyperpartisan prisoner early release law. She built it. She designed it. Since Browley helped pass prisoner early release law in 2011, the number of high-risk sex offenders who cut off their GPS ankle bracelets and are loose in our communities have increased dramatically. Police will tell you they don't even know where some of these hoodlums are. She even signed off on softening the punishment for crimes such as carrying a weapon of mass destruction into your backpack, or, listen to this one, rape of an unconscious woman. Yes, you heard me right. This is the written law. Can you believe it? I can't either, but it is true. It's happening as we speak. We need an adequate healthcare system in this country, man, that allows middle-class families to choose their doctors and lets doctors choose for themselves rather than bureaucracies make healthcare decisions. You should be allowed to make your own choices about the kind of healthcare system and insurance you buy, rather than being forced to choose plans they made over there in Washington, D.C. Healthcare insurance should be affordable and portable. The current healthcare system did not only did one thing, double, in some cases triple. We know that very well. Health insurance premiums on working families have tripled. Guys, what has Julia Browley done to reduce your healthcare costs and protect your choices? Absolutely nothing. For too long, our district veterans have suffered due to the corruption and inefficiencies of our Oxnard VA. 48,000 veterans who live in our community have sacrificed so much for us, and now it is our turn to fight for them. Now, suicide rates among veterans have skyrocketed since 2001, with nearly 20 men and women who fought to protect us, taking their own lives each day because they weren't able to get the help they need. Unfortunately, it takes longer for our veterans to get the health care they need than the length of their tour. And where's Julia Brown? Nowhere to be found. Ask around town if anyone has ever seen her. Who is she? Where is she? And let alone, what has she done for you? One thing is for sure, she's got a higher name ID on K Street in Washington than in her own district. But even there, she's hardly known. I asked about maybe 40 congressmen and women who she is. They have no idea who she is or have ever seen her. I've been to Washington 4 times in the last 4 months. Nobody's ever seen her. You know where to find her? I'll tell you where you're going to find her. Swimming in the swamp of the special interest lobbyists in Washington, D.C., where she is right now. But I know without a doubt in my mind that this country will be manifestly safer, more prosperous, and a better place to raise our families with a new representative in Congress that puts the needs of this country and all of you before mine. So, there are volunteer sign-up sheets being passed around, so please sign up. Let's win this together. We have to do it together. We can get this county back, and then we'll see after that. But we're going to protect our county at whatever cost. So thank you. God bless you. God bless the United States.
Thank you, Antonio. Well, we're running a little bit behind on getting our lunch started. I was just reminded we need to start getting our lunch together. So if we could have the tables starting over here, we're going to snake around the room here. There's two sides to the table. If we could do that, we're going to be enjoying our lunch. And we'll see you tonight.
Our speaker today, Evan Sayed, is a leading conservative political comedian, and he's the author of the best-selling book, The Kindergarten of Eden, How the Modern Liberal Thinks. That's a book Bill will call perhaps the most important book I've read in the last 10 years. Evans lecture to the Heritage Foundation in 2007 has had over 1 million page views on YouTube. Andrew Breitbart called the talk one of the most important conservative speeches ever given. Evan and his book have been called brilliant by Rush Limbaugh, Dennis Prager, Larry Elder, and Dennis Miller. Now, some of you remember Evan, who came to speak to us in 2012, 1 month after Barack Obama was reelected. We definitely needed cheering up, and he did it. Today, we need to celebrate. And so I'd like to welcome Evan Sayed.
Thank you, Betsy. Thank you, everybody, for having me again. You know, what took you 5 years? What did I do wrong? I thought I did a good job. What happened? Let me get the crass, self-serving, promotional thing out of the way. This is my book. It's called The Kindergarten of Eden, How the Modern Liberal Thinks. Betsy was just helping me promote it. It makes a great Christmas gift. But, just in case you're not convinced it's worth the $20, I'm going to add to the value of this book by signing Roy Moore's name. It's so unbelievable. The left is so angry that Roy Moore, when he was in his 30s, liked to date teenage girls. What he should do is just say he's Muslim and applaud him for marrying children. This whole thing about the sexual harassment thing, it's been going on forever. Of course it's been going on forever because humans are human beings. Not defending it, just being honest about it. It's bad, it's wrong. But this is an issue that's going to turn out well for us. Because of course there are bad people on the right who have done bad things. But this is an issue that's going to hit home to the left. Because when your founding mantra is, if it feels good, do it. Then why are you going to be surprised when Matt Lauer does what feels good? What are you going to be surprised? Right? Why are you going to be surprised when Harvey Weinstein does what feels good and they knew it? That's what's so mind-blowing about all these sudden allegations, and it's so reminiscent of that scene from the movie Casablanca. Right, where I know it was like stunned to find there's gambling going on here. Because everybody in Hollywood knew what Harvey Weinstein was doing. You knew not to go alone into a hotel room with Harvey Weinstein. Everybody knew it. It was so well known that there's a TV show called Entourage. And there's a character on Entourage named Harvey. get on an elevator. With John Conyers, everyone knew that you can't get on an elevator with this Democrat, because if you're alone in an elevator with this Democrat, you knew you were going to be groped, you're going to be harassed, you're going to be approached, you're going to be taken advantage of in one way or another. Tony Roberts. But here's the thing. Wasn't it Tony Roberts' job to tell us what everybody knew? It was her job to tell us. So why didn't she tell us? Because the left had been complicit in sexual harassment from day one. Just as the left is the party of racism and always has been, whether it's slavery, whether it's Jim Crow, whether it's the eugenics of Planned Parenthood, or whether it's the modern policy of the Democratic Party to intentionally keep people down. Because the Democrats are the party of the rich, the very rich, the very, very, very rich, and the very, 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 very rich, and the poor people who they get to vote for them by paying them. We are the party of goodness, we are the party of right. Of course, we have people who do wrong things, and meanwhile, it turns out Roy Moore probably didn't even do the things that they say that he did. You know, people say to me, aren't you outraged by President Trump's tweets? I am thrilled by the fact that Gorsuch is on the Supreme Court. I'm thrilled that our embassy is going to be in Jerusalem. I am thrilled that the stock market, which benefits not only the rich, but every single person who has a 401k, that is every single person who works for a living, is better off today by magnitudes than they were from the Obama administration, which intentionally kept us poor because the poor vote for the left. So am I upset by Donald Trump's tweets? I don't like them. I really don't. But I would much rather read a bad tweet from Donald Trump than watch a good news report from CNN. Because a tweet from Donald Trump may be silly, it may be, but a report from CNN is a lie each and every time. It's been a lie from day one. In fact, I gave a speech, and this is not the speech I want to give. I want to entertain you. I want to dance for you. I want to sing and dance and make you laugh, and I'll try in a moment. But a couple of years ago, I gave a speech to a group called Conservative Forum of Silicon Valley. Right? There actually were more people than you would suspect, because there are actually more of us everywhere than you would suspect. But the left has done such a good job of cowing us, of frightening us, of threatening us, of attempting to hurt us, that it just simply makes more sense not to talk about your politics. I know from the entertainment industry, I'm a member of a group called FOA, Friends of Abe. It's supposed to be nobody in showbiz that's on the right, nobody. And they had such a brilliant formula, maybe some of you want to emulate this. It started as three people having lunch. Three conservatives who knew each other from the industry having lunch. And they were complaining to each other about how on the set they would listen to the stupid, hateful, and anti-American, anti-Republican lies that were just the norm in Hollywood. At the end of lunch, somebody said, you know, we all must know one other working showbiz conservative. Everybody, invite one to the next lunch. So it went from 3 to 6. I was in that 6. After that lunch, we said, we all must know one more working conservative in showbiz. Everybody invite somebody to that lunch. We went from 6 to 12. We did it again, went from 12 to 24, 24 to 48. Don't make me do any more math because I went to public school. But on this day, on this day, we actually have 3,000 members. 3,000 working showbiz conservatives who now are able to do things we were never able to do before. We're able to make TV shows and movies. Because we have the producers, we have the directors, we have You needed somebody to actually physically edit. You needed somebody to actually produce film after film after film after film to send to every single theater across the nation. Now you can do it on your telephone. Now you can do it with the press of a button. We have the technology, we have the talent, we have the ability, and we're doing it. So we are winning on every front. Think about this. 5 years ago when I came here and it was so painful. 5 years later, we have the White House. We have the Senate. We have the House of Representatives. We've got the Supreme Court. We've got governorships. We've got state legislatures. And you know what? We're even making inroads into those places that they own. Hollywood, the college campuses, the news industry. And when Donald Trump takes on CNN, he is doing exactly what Saul Alinsky taught the left to do. He's personalizing it. He could have said the media, it wouldn't have meant anything. He's personalizing it. He's freezing them. And then he's engaging in what Saul Alinsky called the most powerful weapon of all, ridicule. And this has left CNN with only two choices. They can try to go high. Actually elevate their journalistic standards. That's actually an oxymoron. But they can attempt to elevate their journalistic standards and report honestly and truthfully. But that's the end of the Democratic Party. If the truth were known, as my friend Dr. Karen Sigmund of the American Freedom Alliance says, if truth mattered to the left, there would be no left. Could you imagine if the media simply reported the truth? Barack Obama never would have been president if they had told the truth about Jeremiah Wright and that vile, disgusting church, that hateful organization, or his ties to foreign terrorists, Khalid Rashidi, domestic terrorists, William Ayre, the mafia, Tony Rezko. If they had simply told the truth, he never would have been president. He never would have been reelected. Had they told the truth about Benghazi? Had they told the truth about Fast and Furious? Had they told the truth about weaponizing the IRS to hurt good and decent Americans like you and me? But we're making inroads into every single one of these things, and even Donald Trump's tweets are advancing the cause. So no, they don't bother me at all. I have a really bad habit. It's almost an addiction, isn't it? I keep rewatching election night. It's on YouTube, and you can see it on ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, BBC, CBC. In fact, right now it's on pause, and I don't want you to know what they say at the end when you don't give away the ending or something. It's a spoiler alert. It's on pause at home. I do think we're going to take Wisconsin. It's looking good. But there's a lesson to be learned from taking Wisconsin, which is that California is not blue. We're red folks who haven't stood up for what we believe. We are exactly those people in the farmlands, in the coal mines, in the oil fields, who are working day to day to day to day and having our livelihoods stolen from us by people who've never once even had a job. And too many of us have given up. Too many of us have said, well, what's California? We can't win. Well, what's Wisconsin? We can't win. What's Pennsylvania? We can't win. Minnesota, we were this close. We could have won. We can win California. And I want to go back to the FOA model and do this. Start it with 1 or 2 people. And then each of you bring 2 more people into it. Bring 2 more more people to an event like this. Bring 2 more people to Antonio's campaign. Bring 2 more people to Karen's events.
Bring in the Jeffrey Fumes event.
Bring it to Jeffrey Fumes events. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I'm old and I don't see that far back, so forgive me for that. Because the truth is, California is Republican. America is Republican. Blacks are Republicans. Hispanics are Republicans. Every value that we hold, family, faith, hard work. Which ethnic group does this not apply to? The problem that we have is that we go home to our families and we go home to our jobs and we don't radiate out. We don't want the trouble that they cause us. We don't want our bakeries to be shut down. We don't want to lose our jobs in the entertainment industry. So we don't radiate to others. And what that means is that the only voices that the left hears are from the left. If we don't have the courage to speak up, then the only voices that they hear are the ones from the left. This dawned on me years ago when I first became a conservative. So you know my history. I was a New York City born Jew, which spent the default factory setting for me ideologically. I was a liberal. And it dawned on me the first time I walked into a conservative club was that until that moment, I had never heard from a conservative what a conservative believes. I'd only heard from liberals what conservatives believe. My liberal rabbi, my liberal professors, my liberal entertainers, my liberal journalists. I'd never heard from a conservative what a conservative believes. And that's our fault. Especially now when the media exists, that you can go on YouTube, you can email, you can write. There's so many opportunities for us to speak. We have broken that logjam of gatekeepers of the left who say, I own the studio, and if you don't say what I want you to say, then you don't work. We've broken that. Now all it takes is courage. And I know every one of you in this room has 2 things. One, the recognition that we are right. And 2, I know you have the courage. Now all you have to do is display it. And what you're going to find in California is what we saw in the past is the past. Just like what we saw in Wisconsin in the past was the past. Just like what we saw in Pennsylvania in the past was the past. Just like we saw when I was living out in Michigan in the past was the past. There is absolutely no reason that California is not a red state. All right, so let me try just a little bit of humor. I'm hesitant to because so many of you have known me for so long, you've seen my act before, and because I don't write all new bits, what I do is I tweak and I change and I move and it morphs. You're going to think you're hearing some things you've heard before, but I'm telling you, there's some new stuff in here, okay? My argument in my book, and I mean this in all sincerity, I know it sounds hyperbolic, I know it sounds impossible, but my argument is that the modern liberal, that's anybody born after World War II, and getting worse with each successive generation, has been morally and intellectually retarded at the level of the 5-year-old child. All right, first, why should it be 5 years old? Why not 7? Why not 10? Why not 20? It's because 5 is the year when every American child enters kindergarten. And they're put into the hands of the leftist education industry. And from that moment on, they are taught that thinking is an act of bigotry. Thinking is a hate crime. That's what our children are taught. The idea behind this is that anything that you believe, anything that I believe, anything that anybody believes, is going to be so tainted by our personal prejudices. Prejudices we all have, we can't help but have, just as being human. Prejudices based on things like the color of your skin, the nation of your ancestry, your height, your weight, and sex, and so on. Anything that you believe is going to be so tainted by your bigotries that the only way not is to never think at all. There's actually a book written, not just written, it is perhaps, other than the Bible, the single biggest selling book of the modern liberal era. And it's called All I Ever Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. The modern liberal is morally and intellectually retarded at the level of a 5-year-old child. But if I'm right, if the liberal is as stupid as I believe him to be, how does he keep rising to the tops of his professions? How is it that Nancy Pelosi was nothing less than the United States Speaker of the House of Representatives? How is it that Henry Gates is a tenured professor at Harvard University? How is it that Katie Couric or Matt Lauer or Wolf Blitzer or Anderson Cooper are leading journalists? If the modern liberal is as stupid as I believe him to be, how does he keep rising to the tops of his professions? And then it dawned on me. Liberals reach the tops of their professions because they enter only those professions where you don't ever actually do anything. Okay, every profession that I've just listed, every profession that we associate with liberalism, academia, journalism, entertainment, Democratic Party politics, every single one of them is all talk, but no action. And the thing is, when you don't do anything, you don't need to know what you're talking about. Because when you don't do anything, what can go wrong? So the liberal flocks to academia. Why? The academic doesn't do anything. I didn't make this up. It's a well-known expression. Forgive me for this. But if they could, they would. But they can't. So they teach. It is so obvious that the academic doesn't do anything that the very name of the profession, academia, has become a synonym for not doing anything. As in, it's all academic anyway. Let's go do something. The job of the academic is for somebody who doesn't do anything to lecture to children who don't do anything about the people who do things and did things and the things that they didn't done. The liberal flocks to journalism. Why? The journalist doesn't do anything. It is so obvious that the journalist doesn't do anything that you could remove their bodies and they would still be able to do their jobs, which is why they're known as talking heads. The job of the journalist is for somebody who doesn't do anything to report to the people who do things. The things that the other people who do things were doing while they were out doing things. Why do you think the news was always out at 6 o'clock? Because that's when the people who do things came back from doing those things. The liberal flocks to, what I leave out, government. Why? The government doesn't do anything. The job of the government is for people who've never done anything, like Barack Obama, like Nancy Pelosi, like Bernie Sanders. The job of the government is for people who've never done anything, to order the people who do everything, to stop doing anything the way that they do those things. Ironically, if the people who do everything don't listen to the people who've never done anything, then the people who've never done anything will put the people who do everything in jail, where they won't be able to do anything, but where they will meet another Democratic Party constituency. And of course, the liberal flocks first and foremost to my industry, showbiz. Why? Because in showbiz we don't do anything. The job of the actor is to pretend to be doing the things. And what's funny is, I know it's coming. In order to get the actor to start acting, right? In order to get the actors start talking, the director yells, "Action." But the second there's any action, they send the actor off the stage. They bring in a stuntman. What's a stuntman? He's a guy who knows how to do the things the actors only pretend to know how to do. All right. Every once in a while, by the way, it is generally acknowledged, and I have to acknowledge that this is true, that of all the people who don't do anything, the smartest is the stand-up comedian. You see, not only don't we do anything, but I do it in next to no time. I'm done in 20 minutes. The actor needs to go through makeup, needs to go through preparation, needs to learn his line. I'm done in 20 minutes. I've got the only job in the world where you say to your friends, "I gotta go to work. I'll be right back." But still, every once in a while, a stand-up comedian comes along who is just so good at not doing anything that he's approached by a network executive. And the network executive says, "We'll give you $1 million a week." Now, Jerry Seinfeld, we'll give you $1 million a week to do a situation comedy about your life. And even Jerry Seinfeld has to admit that situation comedy is a show about nothing, because they do nothing and they know they do nothing, and they take pride in the fact that they do nothing, and they take pride in the fact that they're children. We know that what we do isn't work. We don't even call what we do work. Susan Sarandon doesn't work, she plays a part. Bruce Springsteen doesn't work, he plays the guitar. Ask Bill Maher where he was last week, he'll tell you unabashedly. He'll tell you I was playing Las Vegas. When Alec Baldwin is in New York City, you know what he's doing? He's playing in a play that's playing in a playhouse. We know we don't work, and this is why the entertainment industry is overwhelmingly liberal, because when you're retarded at the level of a 5-year-old child, you're going to be a Democrat. It is not a coincidence that children and liberals share the same ideology, and liberals love the fact that they're children. They take pride in the fact that they're children. Again, everything I need to know I learned in kindergarten. This is why Jimmy Carter doesn't call himself James. We didn't have a president named Richie Nixon. We didn't have a president named Georgie Bush. Jimmy Carter calls himself Jimmy because he is Jimmy. He's a little kid, and they know it, and they take pride in it because kids are innocent. Kids are naive, and so are Democrats. They don't believe in the grown-up world. That's why my book is called The Kindergarten of Eden, How the Modern Liberal Thinks, because they think that if you remain infantile, you'll live in paradise like Adam and Eve did, or like the 5-year-old child in kindergarten. They know that they're children. They love the fact that they're children, which is why Mayor Nagin, if you remember, in New Orleans, how did he try to lure Democrats back to New Orleans after Katrina? Anybody remember? He told them it would be a chocolate city. Remember, it would be a chocolate city. There'd be cupcakes and sweets and all kinds of treats. Do you guys remember where this came from, actually? The first time you heard of evil people trying to lure children to Candy Island? It came from the fairy tale Pinocchio. And remember what happened when all the kids got to Candy Island? They all turned into donkeys. They're a very symbol of the Democratic Party. You see, the big difference between the left and the right is not found, though, in the jobs that we do and we don't do. Obviously, there are conservative comedians, there are conservative journalists, there are conservative entertainers, there are conservatives, what I'm leaving out, teachers, yes, there are other conservative educators and academics. The difference between the left and the right is not found in what we do and we don't do in our jobs. It's found in what we do and we don't do with our lives. And here is where you find the big difference between the left and the right. The left job in life is to just be yourself. The right believes your job in life is to better yourself. This is why, look, we try to better ourselves as family members, we try to better ourselves as men and women, we try to better ourselves as citizens, we try to better ourselves in the eyes of God. But to the left, there is no way to better yourself. You just try to be yourself throughout your entire life. Look at two different parents telling their children how to go on their first date. Right? A conservative asked by their child would say, well, be nice, be polite, open the door, do. The liberal will say, just be yourself. No, we try to better ourselves. Liberals spend their lives just trying to be themselves, and this is why they hate religious folk. Because we try to better ourselves in the eyes of God. We would think they would love religious folks, especially Catholics. Do I have any Catholics here? This is actually one of my favorite moments in my show, because for this one split second, you have no idea what I'm about to say. But if you're a really good Catholic, no matter what it is, you'll have to forgive me. But you guys didn't even wait until you were born to start being yourselves. You guys were yourselves in the womb. You would think liberals would love you for this. After all, what is the womb? Basically, it's a liberal paradise, right? You're sitting in a hot tub, feeding off of somebody else. But liberals don't love the Catholics, do they? They hate the Catholics. And liberals hate the Protestants. And first and foremost, I do think my peeps are starting to get this. First and foremost, liberals hate Jews. And I think I know why liberals hate Jews. It's because Jews gave us the Ten Commandments. Right? Liberals look at the Ten Commandments and go, oh my God, if I can't lie, if I can't cheat, if I can't steal, how will I ever be myself? See, I think liberals were traumatized when the Jews gave us the Bible. And the first time they read the Bible and they saw there was an entire book spelled J-O-B. And I want you to get this is not just American liberals, it's liberalism. Uppercase L, not lowercase l. We're the lowercase l liberals. We're the true liberals. We're the live and let live. We're the coexist people. The problem with coexist is you can't coexist if they don't want you to exist. But we are the people, the reason we call ourselves conservatives is because we seek to conserve a liberal democracy. We're the liberals, we're the Democrats. And it's not just in America, it's across the board, it's across the world, it's across the globe. You look at Europe, and we ask you, everything that I use in my life, everything that I use today to make my life better, to make me more productive, to make me happier, everything that I use came from or was perfected in America. I got up in the morning and I turned on the computer and I stopped for a moment and I said, thank you boys and girls at IBM, an American company. Or thank you boys and girls at Apple, an American company. And when the operating system came out, I stopped for a second and I said, thank you Steve Jobs, or thank you Bill Gates. And when I clicked on the internet, I stopped for a moment and I said, thank you Al Gore. You don't think Al Gore could have invented the internet? Why not? He invented global warming. Do you realize if they are right about global warming, if they are right, and within 50 years the sea levels are going to rise 6 inches or a foot, you know what that means? That means when you're sitting on the beach at Malibu, you have to pull your blanket back this far. As my friend Dr. Karen Sigmund of the American Freedom Alliance always asks, if they really believe the oceans are rising, why do they all live on the beach? But name me something. I've given you everything I've used today, including the automobiles to get from there to here, the radio that I turned on in the car, every single thing that French fries actually be American fries. They're freedom fries. You need freedom fries. French fries didn't actually. I'll tell you two things that came from France that I use in my daily life. Bottled water. Right? Bottled water, wine, and cheese. Three things. Bottled water, wine, and cheese. They didn't invent any of them. And two of them are nothing other than food that went bad. All right, so I thank you for having me back again. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I guess I'll see you in 5 years.
Thank you. You're absolutely fabulous.
Sign my book.
And by, yes, push it out back. Jennifer, you're out back. We have all our auction items still back there. Let's go take care of that. Well, do you want to take the microphone and let people know if you've signed up for something? Jen? The other thing too is I'd like to kind of take this time to thank our board again. I'd like to thank Jennifer for being co-president with me. And thank you all for taking the time in your busy lives to come to our meetings and to share your information with all your friends, because after all, like you said, we tell 2 friends and they tell 2 friends and so on. We can spread our message and become a red state again. So with that being said,
Okay, so I'm now moving because I'm no longer co-president, I'm now co-membership. If you are not a member of Conejo Valley Republican Women's Federated, we have forms. We would love to have you all join us to go into 2018, ready to take back the U.S., to take back California, and to make us Republican again.
So with that, we would like to wish you a blessed and wonder-filled Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We will have another meeting in January, and what we said is the 16th, 19th, whatever the third Friday is. I don't have it right here in front of me. It'll be our next